so I can keep an eye on chat. I am bad.
Yeah.
I thought I was all set up, and I was not.
You're probably better off than I am at this particular moment.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, I am no longer channeling Nima.
No.
I ran out of chips.
He is adorable. I do like playing with him when I can.
Yes.
Okay, when you're here, let's hit the story, I suppose.
Which isn't very far away.
No.
Give me
Let's
a
check
moment.
with Mikoto. Though Wagi showing up when he did was a godsend.
Yes. And it was definitely interesting to see him show up again.
Yeah, well,
And there he is.
we knew he'd show up sooner or later. My question is, did they update his model? I think they did.
Guys, I was along.
Yeah, I think they updated his model, which is awesome. Because he was a little blacky during the entire Robin Ostre chain. Because I think I pulled his model from 12.
Right.
And didn't really do much updating because they didn't expect to go further with it, but they totally have, which is awesome. I mean, the team that did the whole Return to Ishvalis and FFT and FF12, the original team behind it and the original creators back at SE working on Bozja, and the story shows it. Oh my gosh. They are big into political machinations of the highest order. Anyway, Makoto! Saija always seems so kind and caring. Why did it have to come to this? I would like to believe the Empire has deceived her somehow, but I know it's not that simple. We have to stop her, Theron, Relia. Bozja? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. Wagi?
Nothing is ever simple with you, is it? I only came here to deliver a message from Lady Fran. I don't understand what's going on here, and I don't intend on staying long enough to find out. I suggest you keep your time here brief as well. We're already too late for that.
Marsak?
We're so close, so bloody close. Bozja will pay for this.
Mythologen?
Since lack of voices. I was right. So the legends of her power are true, then. We thought them mere fairy tales. It wouldn't be the first time one turned out to be true. Trust me. She is the protector of Bozja. Why would the queen do such a thing?
As she wasn't the real queen. Saija, she planted a seed of hatred within the queen. The queen's memories were altered then. The hatred seemed to be reaffirmed when the queen looked upon the soldiers bearing the weapons of her guards. Saija was likely anticipating that reaction.
Death to the deceivers, they said. Gods, what happened all those years ago? Let us not dwell on the past. The blades must be saved.
I'm afraid the effects of tempering cannot be undone. Or rather, a cure has not yet been found.
Damn it all. Was this part of her plan as well? Let us return to Gengos. There is still much for us to discuss. Understood. Poof, they're all gone. And back the way we came.
Yep. We kind of figured as much. This way. Oh, hello, Bozja. Okay, same as before. Ah!
Well, I suppose I can take a moment to talk if there's something you need to know.
Tell me about the situation, Dalmasca.
Dalmasca? That's precisely why I'm here. Lady Fran asked that I relay the news to Bozja. What I have to say is meant only for his ears, but I suppose she wouldn't be cross if you were to hear as well. The resistance forces in Dalmasca and Nagzia have been planning assaults of their own to coincide with Bozjan's strike on the castrum here. In Dalmasca, their target was Castrum Amicitia, known to most as the nigh impenetrable Nalbina fortress. Their losses were great, but in the end, their efforts were rewarded with victory.
Okay, that's an interesting plot point.
Mm-hmm.
We now actually technically have 2 castrums under our belts. Relatively speaking.
Yeah. In Nagzia, they succeeded in taking a port to cut off their supply chain. The 4th Legion was surprisingly quick to turn tail from what I've been told. Forces in both Dalmasca and Nagzia are overjoyed by their success, but Lady Fran suspects something is amiss. She believes victory should not have been so easily won against the 4th Legion. To that end, we have begun tracking their activity more closely. Considering the state of affairs in the Empire, we found it curious there has been little to or from their base of operations in Valmain. After the death of Lord Varys, it would be an understatement to say the Empire fell into disarray. It's a war of factions in the truest sense of the word. According to our intelligence, the 4th Legion has been ordered to return to the Imperial capital, but Gabranth has refused. He's since proclaimed that Dalmasca will be the site of a new nation he intends to build. Sounds to me like if he means to continue his fight for Bozja, the 4th Legion will be doing it alone. There may never be a more prime opportunity than now to defeat them. There's a growing call to strike, and I'm inclined to agree that we should. But Lady Fran insisted we wait until we better understood the 4th Legion's goal. She had hoped that the Bozjan's conflict with Gabranth's forces might shed some light on their motives, and it seems her suspicions were well-founded. Even so, that apparition, whatever it was certainly more than we were expecting. I hate to think what else he might have planned.
Tell me about yourself, even though this is probably rehash for us.
What's there to tell? Former Fusilier to the royal family working with the resistance against our common enemy, the 4th Legion. For now, I serve as liaison for Lady Fran. I can already tell there will be much to speak of when I return to Dalmasca. Wow, that was short. One of these questions is capable of being answered in less than 4 paragraphs?
Nope.
Oh yeah, he answered in like 3.
Bozja? Thank goodness Makoto was okay. Next time, try to relax though. Not as long as the 4th Legion is still out there, up to no good. Anything you need before I get back to work? Okay, that's about the same as before.
Yeah, I think all the questions will be the same as before, other than Bowagi simply because he wasn't here earlier.
Marsak?
To lose the Castrum and Gunhilder's blades both. A heavy and most unexpected blow. It seems that rather than rely on sheer numbers, Menenius has had a far more devious scheme in mind all along. We played right into his hands. Thankfully, reinforcements from Dalmasca have recently arrived, and more from the Eastern Alliance will soon join our ranks as well. Until then, there is naught to do but wait and plan our next move. Now is the time to rest, my friend. You've more than earned it. Until the next patch. Oh ho! Misija, Meninas, and Gunhilder.
And we do have more notes to go through.
Okay.
Because I got a couple more the previous night. Oh ho!
Meanwhile, at Castrum Lacus Litore. Well, word around here is you summoned a primal, is that right? You certainly know how to make a good first impression, don't you, lass? I've seen similar from Abaleo and that R side of his, but a primal summoning? That takes a great deal more aether, doesn't it? I'd imagine even more to control it.
Note his phrase there. Abaleo and his aura sight.
Yes. You have done well. Now go. Tend to your wounds. That's an order. We have ample time before the Resistance returns, and when they do, I will have need of you again. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Well, she didn't seem happy. Poor thing. If only she could learn to let go, it would be better for everyone. Well, some more than others. What do you want? I trust you're aware of the request from the 3rd Legion to return to the capital. Of course I am. But Gabranth is in no position to comply with such orders. I thought as much. Not that it matters. Nerva is just like his father, Titus, weak and a coward, unfit to give orders, let alone lead a nation. Having spent time serving under Bosch, I understand full well your frustration. But the Garlemald you long for is a thing of the past. Somehow. I must say, your plans to stall for time have proved quite effective. One can only hope you're as prepared as our dear Noah for what comes next. What is it you are trying to say? Soldiers with potential like her are not something to be used and discarded like an old boot. We have never considered her to be expendable. She is a valuable asset. For now, at least. Like I always say, death finds a way to weed out the unremarkable and otherwise ill-fortunate. I almost envy you and your insouciance. Not that you would ever heed my counsel on such matters, let alone Gobran's. Says the man who ignores the council of peers and superiors both to defend the Bozja. I really have to hand it to you. Enthralling those resistance soldiers was a fantastic idea. Why bother with persuasion when you can have the power to enslave minds? Flattery ill suits you, Lion, even when false. Perhaps, but dirty tricks like that suit you quite well, don't they? You always were a conniving bastard. Real snake in the grass. That I shall take as a compliment.
Well, aren't those a pair?
Oh yes, Ayakti. Unforgiven, unforgotten. Save the Queen, chapter the 2nd.
That is so English. And the thing is it's probably done that way on purpose. Because their translation
It is
team
a
is
somewhat
actually...
archaic way of putting it all.
Yeah,
but
their
it is
translation
proper.
team is actually really top-notch nowadays. Since they do
like
it
I
all
said,
in-house.
Yeah, and like I said, that it's archaic, but that is a proper way of putting that.
Okay, now we can deal with the Bozja coins that are sitting and eating our inventory.
Resistance supplier to Utia's Aegis. Gear provided by the resistance supplier possesses special attributes that are only effective. Really, guys? No. Whatchamacallit? Armory chest can't take this.
No, it can't.
In the trenches.
Yeah. So, did we get a title or something out of it? Nope, just
Nope.
a chapter complete. That's okay. Quick check of collection for ones I got the previous night that we did not go over.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Blaz Azinta.
Hold on a moment. Collection, there it is. What number is he?
He is number 6.
Okay, yeah, not one I have, so we certainly haven't been through it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Blaz Azitina, right. 3-star rarity. Hrothgar, age 25, birthplace Doma. Blaz is a samurai and direct descendant of the founders of the Verdant Path, an illustrious martial school famous for teaching everything from unarmed combat to swordplay to spear techniques. The school had a history of forbidding its disciples from engaging in uprisings, adhering to the philosophy that martial perfection was to serve the enlightenment of the soul, not sharpen tools for base conflict. When insurrection broke out in Bozja, however, there were students whose hatred for the Empire overwhelmed their stoic sense of obedience. Those who joined the fight were expelled, and so did the Verdant Path avoid confrontation with the Empire's forces.
That's all rehash.
Despite being the youngest child of the school's founding family, Blaz's father also chose to rebel against his teachings and lend his blade to the Bozjan cause. In the end, however, the uprising was crushed. Blaz's father took shelter in Doma, where he was to eventually wed and, as time passed, be blessed with a son. Blaz, following in his sire's martial footsteps, entered a prestigious samurai school and mastered the katana at a young age. Some years later, when Heian returned from exile to lead his nation in revolution, the eager Hrothgar seized the opportunity to repay his family's debt to Doma. Once Doma's liberation was secured, Blaz made ready to strike out on his own. But after hearing rumors of the Eastern Alliance and the new uprising in Bozja, he knew his road must lead to his father's homeland. The Verdant Path was experiencing upheaval of its own at this time, with a newly appointed schoolmaster championing the cause of rebuilding the Bozja of old. Blaz was welcomed with open arms and even offered a position to teach the arts of the samurai. He declined the honor. Though his father had since passed on, Blaz was determined to carry on his legacy. He would join the resistance and the ranks of Gunhilder's Blades, swearing an oath to see the nation of Bozja reborn.
Okay. And on page 2...
Also Satyr Rem Abileo, 3-star rarity. Race Elizen, age 37, birthplace Ul'dah.
And she is in possession of an aura sight.
Yeah. Hylas Prior of the 4th Imperial Legion, Saturrim Abileo, serves under Menenius and Lanatus in the Legion's Bozjan subjugation forces. A mage of surpassing skill, he particularly favors the lost and forbidden arts of ages past, incantations which he is known to practice on his prisoners of war, often with the expected grisly and gruesome results. The utter lack of care he displays for any mortal life has earned him the fear of friend and foe alike. Once a member in good standing of the Ul'dah Thaumaturge's Guild, he was swiftly expelled by Mumuepo when the guildmaster observed the young mage's penchant for acts of unspeakable cruelty. Chased from the Sultanate by an angry mob, Abileo took to wandering the realm in search of yet more powerful magics of destruction and summoning. Upon arriving in the province of Dalmasca, he fell in naturally with the 4th Legion and their assemblage of soldiers of various talents, and soon after was entrusted by Legatus Galbraith with command of a regiment of mages. In the 15 years since, he has trained many in the arcane arts, and with only the most talented able to survive his harsh methods, he succeeded in creating a unit whose name would be spoken of fear across Eorzea. Feeling naturally drawn to Menenius and his archaeological expedition, Abileo was quick to volunteer for the effort against the Bozjan resistance, and so it was that he came to this land with a shard of auracite recovered from ancient Evalis. Oh, geez, is that auracite or is that a zodiac stone?
I think they're talking about a zodiac stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things we didn't need. Okay, so adding these new ones. Bozja, Menenius, and Gunhilder. They all show up on page 2.
Yep, they're the last 3 entries. Menenius and Lanatus, rarity 3-star, even though you hand them out with rations, okay. Race Elezen, age 45, birthplace Garlemald, Garlean Empire. Tribunus of the 4th Imperial Legion, Menenius serves as the Garlean's chief intelligence officer, recruiting and dispatching spies, gathering information, and providing counsel to Legatus Galbraith in all matters of war. Furthermore, he commands the archaeological mission to the southern provinces of Dalmasca and Bozja, seeking to gain technological knowledge and arcane reliquaries from Alag and Evalis of power surpassing anything born of present-day knowledge. Recently dispatched to Castrum Lacus Latore after this key strategic point was the target of a massive strike by the Bozjan resistance, Menenius oversees 3 armies, to wit, the Beast Army led by Lion Urim Helsos, Abileo and his contingent of mages, and the Tribunus' own pride and joy, a fearsome detachment of Magitech War Machina. In the days of the Republic, the Lanatus family boasted a long and august lineage until Menenius' grandfather Thyrus opposed and incurred the ire of then-dictator Solus Zos Galvus. Banished, Thyrus died famished and in ignominy, but nevertheless his son Lucius was taken in by the 4th Legion, which had been dispatched to the fringes at the time. Possessed of a sharp mind and innate aptitude for military strategy, Lucius earned the favor of Bosch van Galbraith, who named the young man his second in command. Determined to restore his family's good name, Lucius, at his legatus's behest, married an Elysian noblewoman of diminished circumstances, adopting her son as his own. This was Menenius. Close friend and confidant of Noah van Galbraith since their early years, his loyalty to the Galbraiths, both father and son, is absolute. Perhaps for this reason, he is willing, even eager, to accept the most unsavory jobs, making him uniquely suited to his current role. His methods are known to be cruel and inhumane, earning him a reputation as one who will justify any means to accomplish his ends. In truth, however, even his worst atrocities are motivated by a burning yet forever unseen passion to serve the Gobrants to the best of his abilities. When the Gurlian War of Succession broke out, Legatus Gobrants chose the path of independence, realizing his long-held dream. As a result, however, the 4th Legion ceased to receive provisions or reinforcements from the Empire, rendering their position increasingly precarious as their battle with the Resistance dragged on. It was this grave situation that inspired Menenius, devoted as ever to serving the Gobrants, to propose his most ingenious operation yet, one that might breathe new life to their ragged ranks, throw the Resistance into chaos, and one day lead the formation of a proud new nation. And so the legend of Save the Queen was born. 19. Bozja Votaich. 3-star rarity. Rogaden. 29. Birthplace Bozja. A covert operative of the 4th Imperial Legion charged with infiltrating the Bozjan resistance. Like so many others, Bozja grew up in one of Bozja's sprawling slums. Owing to an Imperial initiative, she was afforded the chance to receive an education, and through hard work won a scholarship to attend the Imperial capital's most prestigious institution. There, she studied in fields such as folklore and archaeology, and attained conversance in Bozjan history and culture, knowledge which serves her well in her mission for the 4th. It was none other than Bozja who proposed to the Resistance the idea to reforge the blades of Gunhildr as a means to resurrect the primal Save the Queen, all in the interests of her legion, whose ends she serves absolutely. Her loyalty can be attributed to 2 factors, the first being rooted in the deep-seated inequality that pervades Bozjan society. Since the days of old, the ruling nobles and merchant families of Bozja have held the lion's share of the nation's wealth. A Gurlian census conducted following annexation revealing that 7 out of 10 earned less than half the average income, while 1 in 3 lived in squalor. The situation improved somewhat when Bozja became an imperial province, but homeless children remained a common sight in the major cities, and Bozja's was but one of many begrimed faces among them. As a young girl, she survived by selling what scraps she could salvage from waste heaps, but many were the days when no food passed her lips, and hunger was her constant companion. It seemed as though this harsh life must continue forever when salvation came in the form of an imperial initiative. A welfare body was established to rescue homeless children, and it proceeded to take them off the streets and place them into institutional care. Yet resources were stretched thin, and more often than not, those in need were left to fend for themselves due to not save the whim of the gods. Bozja was one of the lucky ones, and she did not waste the opportunity given to her. Yet despite her many remarkable achievements, she faced discrimination from the Bozjan upper class, who continued to regard the poor as little more than vermin. Nigh daily, she was subjected to injustice and indignities, each occasion further stoking the fire of hatred she harbored for her betters. Her grievance toward her homeland did not end there. Though few are privy to this fact, Bozja is descended from the last Queen Gunhildr, and the knowledge that her noble ancestor was betrayed by her own protectors is a source of great bitterness for her. All of this served to deprive her of any sense of allegiance for Bozja, and she would instead pledge herself to the 4th. Since the time of the previous legatus, it has been the Legion's creed to welcome all regardless of such things as race, faith, gender, and birth. What counted is one's ability and loyalty, both of which Bozja possesses in abundance. Given her troubled past, it is of little wonder that she would find a home in the 4th, and there is no telling how far she will go to achieve her goals.
And the last one, Gunhildr.
Yes, 20, Gunhildr, 3-star rarity, no stats given.
Gee, there's a surprise!
In days of yore, Civil war raged on amongst the races of Bozja. This bloody, protracted struggle was at long last brought to an end when the land was united under the rule of a single queen. Gunhildr was the name and title given to this first monarch, and one all those who followed her would inherit. The queens of Bozja were not chosen from families of illustrious lineage, but rather from amongst the shamans who communed with the ancient gods. Only those deemed most favored by the gods, as manifested in their ability to read the stars, were chosen for the role, regardless of race or heritage. Though the vast majority of the Bozjan queens were Hrothgar, this was merely a matter of mathematics, as Hrothgar boasted the largest population of the land's many races. When ancient Alax Ubris brought the fourth umbral calamity upon the land, the nobles and oracles who made up Gunhildr's Blades, the de facto ruling party of Bozja, sought to unleash the power of the legendary Save the Queen that their nation might be spared from catastrophe. Yet Gunhildr herself, wounded in battle against the Allagans and deathly fearful of forever losing her humanity, resisted. Sensing opportunity, the Blades contrived a plan to protect their position by instilling a minor shrine maiden of the Vortach tribe as queen, in hopes that the power of the blade would claim her own life. And yet this queen, deemed disposable, turned out to be anything but, wielding the blade to deliver salvation to her homeland and thence being transformed into a veritable god of war. Possessed of immeasurable power and a heart both pure and free, she struck profound fear into the hearts of those who had sought to manipulate her, and for this she was assassinated by the very blades who had orchestrated her ascendancy in the first place. And yet, though her tragic life was brought to a premature end, her soul would live on in the form of the aether that inhabits the blade, a secret which the charlatans who betrayed her would realize all too late.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, I have to go say hi to Ava. Haven't seen her in ages.
Yes. Avi's been here for a bit.
Well, do we want to do a little farming before maintenance?
Well, we can do farming, we can do maps.
Yeah, we could do maps.
Or we could do something completely different. Don't ask me what.
What would folks like to see? Chirp, 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 chirp. As we wait for the lag to catch up to the chat window. Yeah, the story is definitely here for Bozja. All in all, I was happy with the first part. I wasn't happy with the second, but I also admit that is mostly me. Me dealing with pugs, which I don't deal with very well.
Yeah, it's not the plot that caused the problems.
Yeah, it's totally not the plot. The challenges are interesting. It's just,
yeah,
I'm not good with dealing with the mass of humanity. I am better in small, organized groups. Hey, Ripley! He says whatever works best for you.
Gee, that's decisive.
Yeah.
Let's go do a map.
Okay, let's go do a map. Do I have a map on me? Of course, I only have like... Actually, no. We're going to pop into Bozja real quick and try and figure out these coins. Then we'll do a map.
Coins are on one of my retainers.
I've been holding them in my bag. I want to free up the slot.
Free up the slot. I did free up the slot. I made Asara take care of it.
And Asara was going, and what am I supposed to do with this?
The same thing as she does with the other two types of coins. $4.95.
And you can upgrade them to... Yeah, you can upgrade them to $4.95, which actually I think is the highest...
No, they start at $4.95.
Because there's also an augmented version. What's the difference?
Don't know. I haven't looked at that yet. Let's still say 495. Oh, okay. So the regulars are regular 495 gear. The augmenteds add a Bozja effect.
Okay.
Haste +1, haste +2.
But it requires the Bozja Runner's Secrets, which I'm not sure where that's from.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I have apparently enough coins for like a leg or a hand or...
How many do you have? I believe mine is
25.
So I should have 20.
Which is enough.
Oh. Go to the bottom of the main list. There's the runner's secrets. And look at the prices. Now that said, it's possible there's also drop. And this is just if you can't get it to drop.
Yeah, kind of like
but
yeah.
If they drop, then they will only drop in the castrum, I'm sure.
999 coins! Holy crud!
Yeah.
Oh, Heidelin!
And the cheap ones aren't much better. 500 coins. I don't think we're augmenting.
The question is... Let's see, Dragoon and Tank are both in full augmented Crystarium gear at the moment.
Which is what, like 490?
Yeah.
What is it that's 500? I know there are some things.
Sorry.
Or is it the Crystarium gear that's 500?
The augmented Crystarium gear... No, wait. That one's not augmented. Why did that not get augmented? Yeah, okay. The augmented Crystarium is 500.
Okay. And that's the one way to beat this. Everything else should be topping out at like 490.
Dragoon is solid augmented. I guess my next would actually be either Dancer or Caster.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, problem is I don't have enough for like a coat, which is 28. But admittedly, this would be a good way for me to skip up on the stuff that I'm not running Puppet's Bunker for. I can heal. So I think heal is partially on augmented Crystarium now.
Last I checked, your heal was, the same as mine, which is the, Neo Ishgard. Though it might be, the augmented Ishgard.
No, it's all Neo Ishgardian, so okay, yeah, that's all 480. And this is Eden Call at 480. Okay, I know I have a little bit of... Did I do it all in... Or augmented Crystarium is all over in, like, the jewelry.
Okay, that would make sense, because that's the easier to get a hold of, and jewelry is kind of a bugger to get unless you're crafting.
Yeah, and I need to do more of it because I've got a couple of 455s left on Pally.
Yeah.
And all of this is 480, yeah. Scholar is entirely Neo Ishgardian.
And not augmented Neo Ishgardian?
No. It's also all penta-melded.
That's why it's... Because the stats are so close with a augmented and a penta-melded regular.
Yeah. And you can't pentameld the augment?
No, you cannot advance meld on the augmented.
Okay. Yeah, that's why. So yeah, Scholar's kind of stuck at 480 until I feel brave enough to start replacing pentamelded gear.
Now, with that said, going from 480 to 495,
Yeah,
Though
but I don't know that I want to gather enough coins to do that.
Yeah,
And
just a
480 is
second.
still fairly good. I mean, eventually it needs replacing, but maybe with
It's an
Crystarium gear
interesting
to go
long
straight to
coat look,
500.
but it is kind of rough and
Yes.
tumble, which is not you. Well,
No.
it's the wrong kind of rough and tumble.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity,
I'd already been looking at some of the codes.
No, that coat is totally not you. Oh, it's not even me. And like heck, I'm gonna wear that as dancer. No.
Yeah.
What's the fending look like? Fending is actually kind of interesting. I don't know if it would be as good as my current tank coat that I just absolutely adore, but it definitely has that long coat look, which is very Theron.
Of course, I'm not a big
Naming is
fan of
about
my
the
current
same.
tanking look.
You don't like your current tanking look?
I'm not a big fan of it. I don't dislike it, but it's kind of it's just not quite right.
Well, we can work on that at some point.
At some point.
But yeah, this long coat here, this is like... It's really hard to replace this long coat, look-wise.
Yeah, yes. Do remind me that I need to replace the last 2 bits of jewelry in Pali, though.
Ah, okay. Well, why don't we head out, visit a bell so I can dump my coins on a retainer and then promptly forget about them. And then see what we can do since we're pretty much done in Bozja. The only thing that might be nice is to be able to farm clusters and for some of the specialty stuff like the mount that you so nicely have that I don't.
Yeah, well, wow. Thank you again. Wow, he really should not have done that.
Yeah, it's 180 clusters, the emote and the hairstyle are 150 and 50.
And the orchestration rolls are 25.
And I have 14. So
I have 9.
Wait, what? How do you have so few when I have 14? Is this that?
This is me in drop rates again.
You with your drop rates, me with my luck in any sort of gambling mechanic.
Loot boxes, yeah.
Yeah, loot boxes, Kupo of Fortune, Chloe's Wondrous Tales. Yeah. No. they don't like me. Orange Jesus hates me. And I know it.
Well, I don't think I have a map open currently.
Let me check. I think I might. No, I do not have a map open currently. Do I have one on me? Or did I use it?
I have 1 on me and like 4 more on my Chocobo saddlebag, so I am set for maps. Yeah, I do not
I have no maps currently.
No?
Unless there's one hiding on a retainer somewhere, which is possible.
Well, my question would be, assuming we do one of my maps, what level do you want to do?
I am open. As long as I can have a chance of opening a dungeon, I am good.
Well, why don't we start with a 70, because the gazelle skin is what I have 2 of.
Gonna put that there. I'm gonna move these.
Actually, I need to move that on option.
Can probably ditch those. Definitely keeping that. How my other retainers look? Pretty sad, actually.
should be able to finish this at a 70. Can't do it at 80. 80, you need too much healing.
I assume you want me to go as tank?
Yeah.
Oh, let me do a quick look through my retainers for maps. I think I saw one recently that was kind of hiding and buried. Oh, that's right. I have the Time-Worn Thief's map.
Oh, yes, you do. Do we want to do that now, or wait until we have someone else to share the joy with?
I'm tempted to say wait and see if we can grab Talon.
Yeah. And or action. Since that's a guaranteed portal.
It's no chest, but a guaranteed back-end portal to the dungeon.
Yeah. Whether or not we'll get more than one room in the dungeon is something else again.
Yeah.
So let's start with
and I have a wyvern skin.
Oh, what level is that one?
That's Heaven's Word.
That's a 70?
60.
Or Heaven's Word. Oh, Heaven's Word, sorry. Yeah, 60. Well, why don't we start with my first gazelle skin, because, like I said, I've got 2 of those.
Okay, that looks to be my full map, so...
Yeah.
Pop it
we'll
and see what
the
we
green
get.
one for later. Gonna make me put away the umbrella and get wet, just so I can look at a map, which will get soaked through.
Yep, that's how it works.
The Ruby Sea.
Okay, that's, let me teleport there, since I have, the free port.
Yes. Might take me a minute to find it, but I'm looking at that map and going, the last time we had a map here, it was the same place. So as soon as I can remember what that place is...
Okay.
Ah. Yeah, that's it.
You know where we're going.
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
It'll be embarrassing if I don't. What about here?
Okay.
There it is.
Okay, Riff,
Ready?
you ready? Go for it.
I'll take that as a yes. My.
Everyone came out to play.
I took care of one of them. This is a one-way.
You think?
Look at the bar.
Yeah, it's a one-way.
Now, moment of truth. Meow.
Boo.
I lost this map and all I got was this lousy Mutsude horn.
Ingots and spindles of worst yarn. It's the worst yarn ever.
Yeah. Well,
You next? You said you had 2.
Yeah, I can do another gazelle skin.
Up to you.
Yeah, let's do that. It might be in the area. Ruby Sea. Not the same location, though. I'm going to have to wonder where that one is.
Not being friendly.
Ah.
There we go. I clicked on trying to get in the car 3 times and it wouldn't take.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
But it didn't give me an error either.
Yep.
It just didn't happen. It's like, wait,
Yep.
what? No, come on, mount. Let me in the passenger seat. Even with the broken harmonica.
The harmonica is not broken.
You're right.
The radio is broken.
I don't think it worked.
No, it never does.
Sid must really like that station. Every time I try and fix it, he puts it back.
Okay. You set?
Yep.
Hiya there.
That was the wrong button. Oh well. I didn't need that skill on cooldown.
Oh dear. More.
I got this. They're not even touching my health, are they?
Not really, no. I was having problems taking out the little guys in the second round because they were dying before I could get a spell off. Yeah. That was a thing that happened.
Wow, it's just not liking you tonight. Wyvern skin? Though I think this is just a standard, it's not a actual,
Oh. Yeah, let me check.
dungeon map.
The 60 should be a dragon skin, yeah.
But it's nice to get out of my inventory, so...
Yes, we can do that.
Let's see, that is Churning Mists. No, that's Sea of Clouds. Wintervania. Probably... there.
Again, you got the bulk of the stuff in that map.
Actually,
I got a circle of Gyuki leather.
let's use Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she pretty?
Yeah. And I'm glad you approve of the name. But it seemed kind of obvious given the current naming.
For those following, I just got Lucy here. She is a little sister to Urza. And again, a double mount because someone that I sent a friend code to subscribed it for 90 plus days. So this is an excellent addition. I hope they got something similar out of it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Dig, 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 dig. This is a real good dig animation, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I nailed that, didn't I?
Nice. Really? Am I going to get anything off? No.
No.
Yeah. Wow.
An undefinable
Okay.
shell.
Shell.
Which I think at this point is kind of vendor bait.
Highly collectible shell appears to be from a creature not recorded in the Rheindell Codex.
Yeah, I think that was a turn-in that you used to get part of the anima weapon chain.
Oh.
And there were other ways we could do it more easily.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn. You said you had more maps.
I had a dragon skin,
Okay.
which is the 8-person version. Sea of Clouds.
Well, you know where the sea is? Or should I
Maybe.
port us? Maybe?
Why don't you port us since we have a half-hour max to get through all of this?
Do-do-do-do-do.
And I'm
My
going to have a
guess
heck
is
of a
it's going
time.
to be up by Okzundu.
More than likely, but I am going to have a heck of a time translating this map.
The Sea of Cloud ones are kind of nasty. Not as nasty as Lakeland. Lakeland is probably the worst. Because it's all this undefined flat terrain.
Yeah, you might want to take a look on OBS at what I'm looking at. Informative, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can see why I looked at it and said, this is going to be trouble.
Oh, I bet you it's all the way at the top, the island next to Mach Ugel. Yeah, right in there.
Okay, yeah, and that's the edge of Mach Ugel.
Right.
Yes. Very
So it's
good.
pretty much right at the tip where that filigree comes down.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. There we go. But yeah, Lakeland maps are the worst.
Is just wonderful. It's a brutal silhouette.
Yes. Complete with the nose.
Yeah.
And that thing has been there forever. Pre-Moogle civilization.
Yes.
Behind you.
There it is. Okay.
You know these things are just going to evaporate.
Wow. Yeah. Holy cow. Contra 6 one-shot at them.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they were going to evaporate that, but that was a little much.
Aww. We are having no luck with maps tonight.
Oh, I'm starting to run out.
Are we gonna have to hit the market board for more maps?
Not yet. Though, for this one,
Hmm?
this is an 80.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm throwing that shell overboard. I'm running out of inventory.
Shell overboard!
Okay, deciphering. Oh crap.
Let me guess, Tempest?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I have recently updated my tanking gear, so I'm doing a
and
little
it was
better.
showing we were getting through things, but man, yeah. I am so scholaring this.
Don't forget Selene! For the initial part, yeah, Foco's coming along, and so is Rift. Rift is all in his big Uber suit.
Yes.
I mean, he's looking very,
Spiky.
serious at the moment. Yeah, serious. That's the look I'd give him. Ain't that right, Selene?
Now, word is to the Tempest.
Righto. And knowing Tempest, probably the closest will be Undo Cups, because they don't usually have anything down in Amaru.
This is true. And this one doesn't have the look of being an Amaru. Okay. Now to identify a map off of a couple of little squiggles.
Let's see what we got. Ooh.
Bozja.
Try the other side of the cups.
Over here?
Yeah, a little down.
No.
Oh.
Because, you know, that kind of makes me think of this, but this doesn't seem to match at all.
Ah, there it is. Go up. Yeah, right in there.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want. They're getting sneaky with their maps. And of course, the new dungeons coming in with 5.4, which will be fun.
Yep. Yes, if we can ever get it to pop.
Knock on plywood.
Yeah. Beats knock on particle board, which is about as good as I do.
Well, here's a question. Looking at the dashboard of this car,
Uh-oh.
this looks like Naga hide, and well, there's actually Nagas here. Do we really want to hide from
Don't go
them?
there.
Yeah. Sorry, I kind of already did. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Right
My
at the
best one
feet.
tonight.
Indeed.
You ready?
Go for it.
Please say you're ready.
I am ready.
It's just one. It'll be fine.
are going down pretty nicely.
Yep. Main problem is we probably had to do that to get at the third wave. Show up. Ah, there they are.
And of course, these guys are actually a lot stronger.
Yeah, than the second group, yeah.
Ah, crap. I got the hydrozone. Sorry.
Yes. Hydrozone of the Enders?
No, we're not doing that thing. Sorry. Okay, the original guy's down.
Yep, I'm focus firing him.
Who do you want to work on?
We have 2.5 minutes. The Swallow. But yeah, this is going a lot better than some of these because we are not going to get down to like the last 30 seconds to kill them at this rate.
Keep focused. A lot better. Look at that time. We had like 1.5 minutes left.
Something like 1:40 or so, yeah.
Oh, your map.
Oh, yeah. Meow.
Really? Really? I'm gonna have to hit marker board. Or do we want to use my green map?
I'm kind of thinking maybe just call it for the night because we are getting to the point where if we do finally get a portal and it wants to run deep, we'll get cut off.
Would you rather do some fate farming, see if we can get at least our first relic put together?
Oh, we won't get that far on it, but we can start it, yeah.
I think we were initially starting. Oh, it looks like a new map group is showing up. Might want to vacate.
Yes. Yes. Good luck, guys. You're gonna need it because the maps are not dropping portals at the moment.
Wow, 4 maps and not a single portal.
Yeah. Which, assuming a 50-50 chance, which is what it seems to be, would be a 1 in 16.
So, I believe this place was dropping the gold ones?
I don't know. We'll find out when it starts dropping.
Also, do we want to shift classes?
Yeah. Do not need to be tanking and heals for this.
Nah.
I'm not sure there's any fates we really need to be that for, short of, you know, the, like, world boss ones.
Let's go deal with the Vangobs.
Is that any relation to the Van Solids?
Good soup is food. I think the writer on that did something recently, and I can't remember what it was. It was after, of course, he worked on the one heavy, Brutal Legend.
Yep.
Which was an interesting game, but not what people were expecting.
Yeah,
which is why it didn't do well.
Yeah, that was kind of its major problem, is it just defied expectations too much.
Keep me alive, I'm getting everybody.
Keep you alive? Who's going to keep them alive?
Yeah, they're kind of evaporating, aren't they?
Yes.
Playing with inner sprite.
Because I hacked it.
Easy to do when you're... Okay, red.
I am now at 12 of those.
12 as well, so we're kind of matched.
Oh, that's nice. I know we've been close on all of them, but it's nice that we're actually equal on that one.
Yeah.
So 8 more fates, and we go off and hunt of other colors.
Yep. Like the big rush is past, so we don't feel pressured about getting our...
Everyone who's really eager for it got them. Okay then.
Actually, I'm gonna put them on my bar so I can keep track of them.
Actually... I'm 65.
Oh, you could go hunter, machinist.
Machinist training.
Yay! This would be actually halfway decent XP for you. Not great, because you're kind of over level for it, but...
It's non-zero. But yeah, I was suddenly realizing, when we're doing the other grinding, I was getting some training, and oh yeah, I can do that here.
Okay, so it looks like there's a couple other people around who are doing some farming, but...
Yep.
nothing bad. And we need to do this anyway. It's just doing it all at once will just rot our brains.
And everything else.
Yeah, there's apparently 2 different steps for the relic. There's this one, and then there's one that's effectively dungeon running.
Okay.
That comes after.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he just a pretty fellow?
Oh, yeah. Chocobo carriage.
Actually, let's see if we can get to that defense in time. Look out, little Gubby! We are coming to help! Stay alive! Watch, you'll die just as we get there.
Yeah, something like that.
Actually, if I remember right, this defense one tends to stay up for a while.
Be pretty good. These guys just evaporate.
Yeah, these guys are just evaporating. One did nothing to do with this.
Bad.
He needed convincing.
Yes. He needed writing.
And here's the boss follow-up.
And it wasn't Rift?
No. That brings us to 17. With about 10 minutes left.
Yep. I'm a little surprised I haven't seen the 10-minute warning go by.
Yeah, because they're going to kick us promptly out at 11.
Yeah. Kind of hoping we can get up to 20 exactly and then go call it a night.
Now, I believe this one is a chain that we can totally do.
Okay.
So I might have to switch to tank to do the last part.
Really? That dangerous. Right, Metal Gear's Rising. This is going to be
I'm up to 6. I think we need, what, 10 each?
probably.
Excuse me.
That seems to be the usual number, but it seems to have changed in,
Well, let's let this get a few hits in. Okay, I'm at 13.
That didn't take long, did it?
14. I wanted to make sure people got some so they have stuff to turn in.
Yes. I think it's going to want more than 20 at that rate. Oh. Yep, okay. Okay. So we can turn in peacefully.
Yeah. And now we actually want to wait for this to conclude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't think he got there in time. No!
Well, that was going to be an extra turn-in, so he had gotten some in.
Okay. Oh, it's
I saw
not
him
giving
turn in
us
and
the
then-
follow-up. Boo! Oh well.
Yeah. Because I saw him come over, deliver, and then go back across the road for one more fight.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how many he had in that first turn-in, but
No.
he at least got
I
something.
think the crowd suddenly came in. Oh, there's the complete. The follow-up.
Ah.
Which we totally want to do.
Wow. All the way in here.
Yep.
And I'm only getting synced down to 62. So I'm getting attention from the locals.
Uh-oh, there's the warning. I think we'll get the third. Oh well.
As soon as possible. Yeah.
But we can get at least this one. not sure what they're hot fixing.
Yeah, I don't think they really specified it. Okay.
Okay, that is
Little
19.
Gears Revengeance. We should be getting another pull on.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing it. But I do see another one that's up right now that no one's working that we should be able to do real quick. Oh, never mind.
There's
it is. The
the
follow-up. I don't know if we'll make maintenance for it.
Oh, we'll find out.
Yeah. Shall I go
Are we
take...
going to be able to do that?
Yes.
Better? Should I go to something better? Like
go to Red Mage.
Red Mage? Okay.
Red Mage.
Done. Come on, Vicky.
Keep an eye out for ads.
Yeah. Metal Gear's Revengeance 2. Thank you guys.
Yeah, the thing is so hilarious.
The main problem is killing a world boss type fate like this might take too long.
Ooh, that was stunnable. Nice. You okay over there?
So far, so good. Just dealing with various ads.
Yeah, I'm purposely just trying to focus on boss.
Yeah.
No, he's close enough.
Yeah, but it's been changed.
Yeah, I don't think we'll make it.
No, probably not. He just takes too much killing.
New ads incoming.
Way.
This is like the most heroic music ever.
Yes. this is starting to add up.
Come on, target the right guy. Thank you. Stunned. This should help take care of the ads.
Yes.
Okay.
See a third of the way. We'll now be shutting down the servers for all worlds. Bye, Van Gob. It was nice knowing you.
He's at 58% health.
Yeah.
Poof! Wow!
Wow.
Well, thank you all for coming and playing along.
Yes.
Our
Great
worlds
while it
went
lasted.
poof. Well, thank you for joining us for Bozja. We will be back for our standard Heaven on High on Friday. We will not be streaming on Wednesday, Heaven on High on Saturday. We will not
Thank
be
you.
streaming Wednesday or Friday this week. We mostly got through the story we wanted to. We'll probably finish up a little farming and get our weapon, and at least for Rye, call it done, and then go on to other
Yeah.
things like finishing
Stick
up
a
the
fork in it.
dwarves or all that stuff. Maybe someday we'll return to Eureka, but oh man, that place is a grind. If
Yeah, and we're not
Bozja
really
is like
streaming
a
that.
really nice version compared to Eureka.
Yes.
You guys take it easy. Have a great evening. Thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to seeing you
Yes.
next time.
Everyone have a great week.
Good night.